the moon, I guess. Anyway, so our next guy, he is like the missing character to that 70s show to me. Like if I were to go back in time and go to Woodstock, I would want to go in his body. I feel like there was a better way of saying that. But anyway, give it up for Graham.
That's way louder than I thought it would be. So I hate my mom. She's a piece of shit. No, I really feel like she's like almost the embodiment of evil or something, like Satan incarnate. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit. Satan's probably not that bad, but you get the idea. Should I hold the city? No, we should. I feel like we should give Satan some slack. At least, I mean, think about it. He has a bright red penis. If you have sex with a bright red penis, you're going to hell after you die of AIDS. For sure. I guarantee it. It's just a fact. No, I was actually abused as a child. And it's sad. I was locked in a car for a long time and made to listen to jazz music. Also, I was forced to do hot yoga. That one left me traumatized too. And severely flexible. In case anybody's wondering. Yeah. I used to I used to have a problem using a lot of toilet paper. That's true. At one point, my parents thought there was like something wrong with me. It's true. They didn't know. Well, at first, I think that they just thought I was an asshole who like hated the environment. I think that was like the initial impression that they got. But as time evolved, then they legit questioned whether like me as a 14-year-old boy could wipe. Like I knew how. And I guarantee you, there's no like secret Mr. Miyagi like wiping technique. It's pretty standard. I mean, what? You get the little vertical landing strip with like the hair where like kind of accumulates, and then afterwards you kind of like get in the hole. And in the process of doing that, it kind of like stimulates the muscles or some jazz, and then like what happens is like a little bit more like comes out, and you kind of have to wipe that out as well. I'm just going through the process in case anybody's unfamiliar. Just want to keep everybody up to speed on my situation, what goes on behind my stall, in case you are next to me, I don't know. I think the kind of climax of the situation, or the zenith of the situation, I went on a backpacking trip. It was a 3-day backpacking trip that I went on with my stepdad. He's kind of like an older, like awkward bald dude. I like him, he's cool. But knowing me, I feel like he should have prepared and brought more than one roll of toilet paper. This backfired on him about day 2 when we ran out. Now, before you think I'm a monster who just like randomly consumes toilet paper for like fun or something, no, he probably did take a shit. I took probably 2. Maybe he took 2, so that's 4. 4 1 roll. That's not too bad, right? I don't know if anybody's in agreement with me, that doesn't sound horrible. But, yeah, we ran out day 2. I remember his look. He looked at me like horrified, like betrayed. And I can understand why. It's a very reasonable fear when you're out in the middle of the forest and you have no toilet paper. Because, I mean, we're talking about California where all you have is ice melt stream. So literally, this is pretty much the procedure. Like this. If you're lucky, maybe you can get a fish. I think someone pointed out to me the fish, like when it's like trying to, you know, kind of does the work for you. Just a little bit. My name is Graham. I think you pointed that out at the beginning, but I actually used to. A lot of people used to call me Joda. I think it sounds like a cool name, to be honest. When I first got it, I was chilling with like 5 dudes that were kind of like older than me, you know, they're like in their 20s. And no, I thought they were cool. I kind of like looked up to these guys. I thought I would want to be in their group. And one dude was like, he's looking at me. He's like, oh, wow, you look so calm. You look like Yoda. We can call you Yoda. And another guy in the group, I don't think he really liked me at all, because his comment was, no, you look like a cracked out version of Yoda, with like a shriveled green dick. We'll call you Joda. That sounds a little bit more appropriate. So I went by Joda for kind of a while, and obviously I never explained like the story behind that. It's much cooler just to leave that kind of like in the void of your mind or whatever. And I used to also smoke a lot of weed, so I had it, and so of course, being named Graham, I think like everybody immediately like equates it like my parents just like wanted to name me after like a small quantity of marijuana. You know what I mean? Like they couldn't like settle on like 0.5 or 8, so they just went for That's reasonable, right? But I had an even better name than that because I mean I was proud of I guess I was proud about it in a way. A lot of people call me Graham Bags. I was fine with that. I thought that was cool. Really, marijuana is probably one of the only like things you could be named after and not like have like a serious problem. Like if your name's Jim and people call you Jim and Tonic, you're probably an alcoholic. I'm just gonna say, you probably are an alcoholic. If your name's Al and people call you alcoholic, you're definitely an alcoholic. Also your friends are assholes, but that's more of a side note. Do I have any other material? Oh yes! One more thing before I forget it. You need to know this. It's important. Racism is a huge worry these days, especially with the recent election, and I think it's a valid one, to be honest. I wouldn't deny that to anybody. But I think it does give us a good opportunity if you're ever in like a conversation and you need to kind of like excuse yourself a little bit. You know what I mean? It's kind of like sometimes people get so like hyped and kind of hard to like you can't say anything to like get out of the conversation. It's a pain in the ass. You need something attention grabbing. I would just suggest maybe something along the lines of look, I don't know if this is racist, but I have to take a shit. Okay? All over a white toilet seat. Come on, let's make the toilet seat great again. We'll do it in turns. You, or just me. All right. That's it. That's all good.